All okay? Okay.
Right, all. So this is West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. As you can see, obviously the bridge is really busy. It's been a great atmosphere coming in, as usual. It's not true what they say about Southerners. I've been extremely surprised. That thing about Northerners being more friendly than Southerners. It's not been the case so far. But while I'm here, save me talking about it later. What shitty, horrible modern architecture you've got around here. Proper Brave New Worlds. All the shopping centres and all that are around here. Yeah, it's the post-World War II sort of war, you know, this modern, horrible glass sort of architecture. If I can get round the corner, obviously got that, I can just see it there. I'll stay on record so you can see a bit of a nice wildlife I've incorporated into it. But yeah, that horrible bloody thing they built for the Olympics, I mean, what is that? What purpose has that got, honestly? It's like something you find at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, you know, like a ride or something. Should have made a ride out of that. It's already pretty much designed for it. But yeah, so saves me covering it later. Also, save me talking about it later. When I woke up this morning, you know, talking about men's mental health, I had a little reminder of why this project started. So rather than sitting around in my room feeling depressed, this gets me out. You know, I'm recording things, so it's creative and productive. Right now I'm walking on the grass, so I'm back doing me headspace some good. So yeah, that's that. And like you probably noticed already, that I'm picking up on, you know, it's something about all the security guards. Like I've said before, all foreign, every single one of them, bar the team leaders. So welcome to the near future where you're being told what to do by foreigners. Coming up in a second. Yeah, so I finally recorded what I've been on about. You're literally being dictated to. Bear in mind today is Remembrance Sunday by Indians and South Central Asians. You're literally under a foreign occupation now by the back door. It's being done by security, the SIA in particular, are sort of the main drivers behind this. Probably the head is like a chief of diversity and has driven to recruit more diverse applications, and this is how we're now being dictated to. I saw this at Derby when the festival was on in the start of September. All of us, all the white British, were walking along, and then you've got all these Asians telling you where to stand and what to do. So yeah, again, the World War II narrative doesn't fit, does it? One of the teams has scored anyway. Yeah, just while I've got a minute, I've kind of done now with photographing people going in. Got some alright shots, not perfect, but it'll do. Yeah, so just again talking about architecture, you know, like, I know the people in there couldn't give two shits about modern architecture, but whatever, it does bother me. It's got that shite stuff down there. It really is just like a hellish modern landscape to me, all this. You know, people are welcome to think what they want, but that's my opinion anyway. But yeah, also in there, you know, people won't agree with what I just said or care, but just bread and circuses really, isn't it? You know what I mean? Everything that's going on in this country now, all the Palestinian business yesterday, and cost of living, excess passing away, and sadly that's what people are more interested in these days, people kicking a ball around. What do you do? And I'll give them the credit, they've got like a slide on there. It's pretty awesome. What a grim, hideous landscape this place turned into after World War II. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect before, but just look at it nowadays. Quite impressed with the graffiti over there. Probably need some scaffolding to get it that big. Usual demographic switch. One, two, three. Oh, we've got 7 stripes, normally 6. And more of the old commie blocks. That fucking Legoland stuff. So just over there you got the old Builders Arms pub, which looks like it's shut down now. And all around it, as usual, got a modern shite. Yeah. And just a bit of a random one for anyone who watched the Peep Show. There's that lady there, I can't remember her name though. The one that was going out with Jez. Ambulance number 2. That's within about half an hour, 2 ambulances already. Third ambulance. Liberal, biased, see you next Tuesdays. It's quite interesting there. Like modern European, and it's basically like a Turkish restaurant, so not even what we used to be, I guess.
Christ wrote, I am the way, the truth, and life. And our prophets read it and they were convinced that Jesus Christ, and they see we should believe in Christ. They say,
Kindly remain behind the yellow line, please, guys.
You alright, all? So today I went down to Stratford. I had a conversation with a steward yesterday at the location I was at, and he was telling me he was doing work at West Ham tomorrow. So I decided that was a place I was going to go. I woke up late. I had intended to get the train down to try my luck around Westminster with Cenotaph with my camera. Realistically, I don't think I would have got many shots down there anyway, so I need to ask for permission really for next year. Hopefully it goes ahead and things haven't kicked off too badly over the next year. It was Nottingham Forest, so it's quite interesting to hear my own accent. You know, I'm from Derby, so I made sure I had my Derby County tattoo covered up because could end up getting beaten up by someone unexpected. And also having nearly photographed all of Essex and even some of the East End now. Yeah, I've seen the West Ham top so many times that I thought it needed to be done really to kind of start bringing it to a close. I am going to start pushing into the East End now. Today was a bit of an introduction into it. I've done Dagenham, Rainham, Hornchurch, but they're sort of more Essex/London really. When you get to this sort of area around Stratford, you're proper into London then. It's the old East End. And it was interesting. I had a good chat with a guy who was like an old East Ender. He knew one of the blokes who was in the Last Wives of East End documentary. We had a chat, you know, had a bit of a complaint about how things have changed. But I also have to say, you know, like what I've seen today, there's with a lot of the foreigners, like there's plenty of good ones amongst them. There's, for example, them young Arab kids that were waving at me camera, you know, when I was filming the town, the Stratford Centre, you know, just towards the end of the videos. That's what. How can you be, you know? And also you got an African guy, black guy, talking about Jesus and Bible preaching. So how can you possibly say that they're all bad? Now, however, one thing I've got to pick up on, and I took a few photos to document it. Yet again, like everywhere else I go, I'm getting very aware, as usual, that our security teams are extremely diverse now. And the guy I was chatting to earlier, I'm glad to say, already knew. He was actually testing me to see if I knew about this theory that these are going to be used as like a foreign army in years to come, whether it be climate change, ULEZ or whatever. I might be banging on about this again for people who watched them videos before, but for anyone who's new to it, you know, just be aware that currently you're being herded to go to turnstiles and events, but we're kind of being conditioned to get used to being told what to do by these people. I'm not saying they're bad people, I'm not saying they're doing a bad job, but do you not think it's a bit weird how there's barely any English faces amongst them? You might get the odd one in the managerial team, but the workers are all foreign. I started noticing it back in March when I did the boat race at Putney. They were all Africans. Wimbledon, I remember walking past a load of them there, they were all Africans. Today, they're all Asians. When I was in Derby, they were all Africans. When I was at the Ride London events around Manningtree in London, they're all Africans. Yeah, I think that's a bit odd, that there might be something going on. And also you've got these migrant hotels that are all full of young fighting age men. And if you link that in with all the ambulances you see on the road after Safe and Effective, you know, you could probably see something maybe coming together there. It's just a thought. And a random thought as well, I did, because I noticed these things. I mean, the white and blue flag, the Ukrainian flag's been an enormous thing for the last year or so. There's a theory that's to do with the Khazar Empire. And I noticed the security teams, funnily enough, wear yellow and blue as well, and obviously black as well, but yellow and blue in the jackets. It's just an observation, might not be anything to it. I'll be looking forward to getting back into the East End sometime. I'm going to, you know, walking around Nottingham was quite an experience after watching that Last Wives of East End documentary 7 years ago. I never thought I'd go into there, and I didn't get any problems. Everyone was alright. There's still white people around as well, and some of the migrants were actually really friendly and nice. You know, as soon as I walked in, there was an Indian guy, you know, had a bit of a chat, and there's an African guy smiled and waved at me, you know, just total strangers. But yeah, so hopefully it should carry on like that. And I think that's it. Cheers.